There's so many people here. There's so many people here. Man, over 100,000 people. This is supposed to be, you know, they thought they'd hit 40. So they more than doubled it. But you can't even see the end. I wish we didn't have the press here. I wish we moved them the hell back so they'd have, because they can't see in the back. Turn around and it's good. I don't know why. Even the ones that are sort of like friendly too, there aren't too many. I'd say about 7 or 8%. But they're good. They're believers. But they never turn around, and I love them to show the God as far as the eye can see. I love them to show. But they don't do it. And I use the because it's a mechanical problem.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today. And I got some, I guess, wonderful news depending on what side of the aisle it is. If you're a Democrat, this is not so good news. If you're a Republican, this is some positive news. And if you're in the middle, you're like, yo, what the hell is going on here? So as you saw from the intro, that was a rally in New Jersey. Yes, a blue state, New Jersey, right? And reports, Wildwood officials estimate that between 80,000 to 100,000 people attended Trump's rally in New Jersey. The rally size competes with Franklin D. Roosevelt 1932 speech in Seagirt, which reportedly drew over 100,000 people. Some people were spotted campaigning, right? And here's a bird's eye view of the whole event. Hopefully you guys can see. My goodness, it looked like ants. What a crowd he's drawing. And it seems like this is Trump's election to lose, honestly. Like Joe Biden and the Democrats, they haven't been listening, right? Every time I make a video about how, hey, look, non-Democrats have low trust in the mainstream media. It doesn't matter what the mainstream media paint this guy. It seems like the orange man bad narrative is finally dying, right? Let's go to the next story I got for you guys. White House should be concerned as Trump rallies as much as 100,000 in a deep blue New Jersey. Extraordinary. Trump reportedly, you already know I'm not going to rehash my thing again. But for him to draw massive crowds in a blue state, this whole prosecuting Trump stuff is backfiring. Many people saying that Trump is making the best of adversity, right? And this is a Stoic philosophy where they say that you act as if you wanted this to happen to you all along. And this is how you get 4D chess, right? Essentially is you make the best of whatever circumstance you get, whether you perceive it as good or bad. Hey, I'm not allowed to leave New York. What can I do? What's in my control? What's in my control is, well, since I'm stuck in New York, I might as well continue campaigning in New York and see what happens. And this is what Trump is doing. This is how you become tough. This is how when they say the obstacle is the way, this is what they're talking about. The obstacle is the way. Hey, they don't want me to leave New York. I guess they want me to campaign in New York. And now he's able to do stuff like this, where he's drawing massive crowds. Where now he's even thinking about, hey, let me go to Minnesota. Maybe I could win there. Maybe it's in play, actually. I didn't think I can draw 100,000 people in New York, in New Jersey. Now look, imagine that. Imagine Democrats here, they were doing, oh, we got the campaign margins against Trump. Oh, Trump got to be worried about campaign. He can't campaign because he's in jail, in prosecutions, legal battles. This is why I always laugh. I'm like, yo, when I say, hey, young black people are considering voting for Trump more than ever compared to previous generations. Because literally, we can't afford Biden. Literally, a Biden record inflation. His presidency had the highest inflation in 40 years. Cost of living keeps going up. He keeps bragging about job numbers that he's fluffing up by putting taxpayer money to create government jobs. Let me know what percentages of the jobs available to the entire U.S. market does government jobs equate to. I believe maybe 10% of the job market. Most of the jobs come from small businesses. And if you're creating a business environment where if you're the little guy, you can't make ends meet. You can't compete with all this regulation like minimum wage laws that's causing you to close stores. Look at California. These are the results of Democratic policies, liberal policies. But do they look at it and say, hey, look, the evidence don't support our theories of higher minimum wage giving good outcomes to Americans. Let's stop doing minimum wage. Do they reflect on the data, the facts? No, they don't. They go, hey, what's another way we can spin this? This is the problem with the Democratic Party. And instead of listening to people, right? And I just went on a live stream Friday, they gaslight you. They say you don't know what you're talking about. I found stats and data to suggest that the higher your income is, the more likely you are to say that inflation isn't a problem. Recently, I just found out that Democrats have the white vote, majority of the white vote, the older white vote, the educated vote, who tends to be the most wealthy vote as well. So Democrats become the party of the white, rich, wealthy, and the educated. This is why the Democratic Party comes off as elitist in most circumstances. Oh, inflation's not a problem. Look at the job numbers. Look at the stock market. Last time I checked, the everyday American doesn't live off their stocks. They care about, hey, cost. Hey, cost of living. That's what matters most to the common person. Second, then, our stocks come second. But for most Americans, it's cost of living that matters the most when we're talking about the economy. And these dudes are talking about the stock market, your retirement funds. Even that is going down. Even that's not getting as good as a return as it was with Trump 2020. And I believe this is what's allowing Trump to lead 5 out of the 6 swing states, according to some polls out there. Here's all the polls: New York Times, Philadelphia Inquirer, and the Sina College polls. Trump is making the biggest political comeback in history, I believe. And I told you about the enthusiasm. There's more enthusiasm to vote for Trump than to vote against Trump. There's no, that's dead now. And especially with Biden trying to play this needle that he can't win. He's withholding information from Israel. Like, in the day, if Israel's an ally, why are you withholding information from an ally? This is killing the Democratic Party. And they love to paint the conservatives. Oh, you guys are radical. Oh, conservatives, all they got is drama. What kind of drama did the conservative movement produce? Oh, we debate about ideological ideas, philosophy. Hey, what's the future of our party? What Democrats argue about? Whether a ceasefire, this stuff. Like, come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Literally destroying themselves over the affairs of a foreign country. And they like to blow up out of proportions the debates within the conservative movement. They want to get mad. Oh, why everyone perceive Biden as a threat to democracy? Imagine that. There's no way Biden winning this, bro. All he could do, the only way they win this if they did what they did in 2020 and create laws to be in their favor. This is why you can't look, conservatives. We can't rest on our laurels. We gotta go harder. Okay, we're gonna put in basketball. We gotta finish our plate. We gotta finish our food, bruv. All right, this is conservatives. This is what I'm talking. Like, keep going. Hey, because the only way I see Democrats winning is if they continue getting to the uninformed voters and getting them to say, hey, vote for this guy. That's it. The get out to vote effort. I think if conservatives can equalize or offset that, Trump has a strong chance to win this. But this is not information to say to rest on your laurels. It's to say, hey, this should invigorate us to go harder, push our message even further. Because end of the day, this election is no longer it's not a hypothetical. Oh, if you put Trump in office, he'll start World War III. No. This election is about actuality. What actually happened? Okay, we had Biden, we had Trump. Which one we want again? That's it. That's pretty much what it is. This is what the election is. Who we want again? Do we want Biden again? Do we want Trump again? This should be not the easiest, but this should be one of the most informed elections ever. Hey, I got to date this person. I got to date this person. Who was better for me? Who was more compatible for me? That's it. Now, if you want to cut your nose and spite your face and be like, no, wait, I don't care if this person's more compatible. I don't care if this person's more better for me. I'm going to vote. Hey, at least we know, hey, you vote based on your bias. You vote based on party. You put party over country. Okay, that's fine. Right? But you can't sit here and say your life was better under Biden. All the polls shows otherwise. Everyone wanted different choices. One party decided, okay, we'll give other people a chance to see if they can appeal to the American people better than the nominees. Only one party did that. The other party was like, nah, we don't want to stifle any competition against our guy. Psaki literally rewrites history with Biden's watch controversy gets caught. This is the number one reason I think that the mainstream media has been voted one of the biggest threats to democracy. This is one of the reasons why Americans believe that mainstream media is the biggest threat to democracy. Trust in media is so low that half of Americans now believe that news organizations deliberately mislead them. Why wouldn't a common sense individual think that? Like I said, only Democrats still trust the mainstream media. If you're a non-Democrat, majority of non-Democrats do not trust the mainstream media. The mainstream media is ideologically dominated by the Democratic Party, by liberals. It's considered the most liberal profession in America. And you wonder why people have this notion that you're deliberately misleading them. Especially when you put Psaki and you push her, oh, she has this new show. She talks about how Trump lies, we just state the facts over here. But then repeatedly gets caught refurbishing history in favor of her preferred political party. Now, I ask you Americans, what is worse? Someone who's honest with you and upfront with you and saying, hey, look, this is my bias. I'm a conservative. I prefer these policies. I'll advocate why I prefer these policies. But the fairest I can be is I can present you the facts of where I'm basing my framing on. That's as honest as I can be. Or someone who comes in your face, pretends that they give you nothing but the facts, pretending that they're objective, and they call it down the middle. Oh, I just state the facts. My bias ain't going to get in my way. Then you look at data, majority of misinformation, disinformation experts lean left. They rewrite things that put their candidate in a positive light. They filter out information or facts that goes contrary to a narrative that they want you to perceive about a candidate or about a certain policy. They don't expose you to information that can hurt or paint their preferred party in a negative light, but they do give you all the facts that put their party in a positive light. So they lie by omission. This is why most Americans, such as myself, believe this poll. Subscribe to this poll. Hey, yeah, this is true. This is why we don't trust the mainstream media. And what does the mainstream media do with this information? Do they change their ways? Do they see this as an opportunity to adjust something? No, they double down. They go harder. They tell YouTube, hey, recommend our videos after these political little independent dudes that say stuff on the internet off their bedroom. No, put authoritative sources. Even though the authoritative sources, if you listen to authoritative sources versus independent commentators, the independent commentators got a good record compared to the authoritative sources. Now we finding out COVID is injury. Now they want to admit that COVID vaccines can injure people. Now there's doctors out here admitting that they were getting paid to push the COVID vaccine. But if you said that about 3 years ago, you would have been labeled a conspiracy theory. Oh my God, they're spreading disinformation. And then 3 years later, the records stand that the independent commentator online were right. Conspiracy theorists online on Twitter were right. Or had a plausible case to think that, to suggest that. And this is why many people distrust the mainstream media. This is why the liberal media is hollowing out. Because you guys are losing credibility. And instead of making steps to build it up, you're trying to find ways to filter out alternatives so that way you could be the only option. I don't know if that doesn't sound authoritarian. I don't know what is. But let me hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below. How you feel about Trump's chances now? How do you think Trump can actually make a play for New Jersey or other blue states such as Minnesota, which was stated in this video? I'd like to hear your thoughts about the outcome of the election. What you think will sway the election? What you think are the current priorities of the American people? I'd like to hear all your thoughts and all your opinions on this topic. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.